Just a quick little intro. I forgot the water scenes were me going out the other day exploring. Okay, bye.
Hi you guys, welcome back. I know I'm looking a little bit crazy. I literally just I was at work all day and then I decided to spontaneously go get my bangs cut, and the lady talked me into trimming my hair just a little bit, less than half an inch, but I still feel like it's too short. My bangs are looking wild. I haven't done anything to them and they didn't dry, so this is what we're working with. But besides the point, that's not what we're talking about today. Today I want to do something that's been on my mind that I've been wanting to do for a while. There's this girl on TikTok. I totally forgot her name. If I find it, I will insert the name down here. But recently, when I first came across this girl, she was doing a live stream on TikTok, and it was in regards to the Twilight series books. And honestly, that had caught my attention because when this was happening, I was almost done reading Midnight Sun, which is the book that I have right here. I honestly did not think that this book would ever get published. When I started reading the Twilight series, I want to say I was in 4th grade of my elementary school, and I remember once Stephanie Myers had finished all of her Twilight series books, there were speculations that she was going to come out with Edward's perspective of it in all 4 books. However, I don't think she was completely done with the book, but someone that I don't know if she trusted or whoever it was, but this one individual leaked the entire book out, and I feel bad for the author because I would have been devastated too, disappointed that she completely decided to stop working on it, and she just stopped all production on her book. And honestly, here we are, 2021, and she's come out with the book. So I'm almost done with Midnight Sun, not all the way, and the book is very interesting to read. It just brought back memories of me reading Twilight, New Moon, Eclipse, Midnight Sun. Not Midnight Sun, Breaking Dawn. Yeah, so I kind of wanted to talk to you guys about it and just give you a quick little recap. And while we're doing that, I am also going to snack on my dinner. I went to this pho place in my area, and I ordered originally I wanted pho because it's that time of the month and I'm not feeling that great, and I always love hot food, but I didn't really want to sweat, or I didn't know if I was gonna sweat. So normally I don't do this. I'm one for pho. I stick to rice, to soups, but I got a rice plate. It's rice with 2 egg rolls, some beef, and a little salad on the side. So I'm gonna eat a little bit, or probably not anything while I talk to you guys. So I just wanted to give you a quick little recap in regards to Twilight. I don't remember everything off the top of my head, so I will be looking at Spark Notes just to give you a quick little overview. So it starts with Bella, who's moving from Arizona back to Forks because her mom, I don't remember if her mom was getting married or was engaged to Phil, her boyfriend, and she had consistently spent so much time with Bella that what was the mom's name? That the mom was kind of sad that she couldn't keep her mom happy. So she makes a decision to go back to Forks, which is in a very remote area, to stay with her dad, Charlie, who's the chief of police over there. So Bella is not the cold, rainy, wet type. She likes the summer, the heat, the sun. So all of this is a transition for her. But while you're reading the book, you can kind of tell that she's always stood out in the sense that she didn't necessarily have a friend group. And for her, coming from Arizona, she was very pale in the face and white porcelain looking. So she comes here, she makes several friends, and then she notices a group of 5 people. and she just sees like how beautiful and attractive they are, and she asks questions about them. And this is the Cullens. So you have Edward, Jasper. Give me a second. Okay, so you have Edward, Emmett, Alan, Rosalie, and Jasper. And they kind of, the new friends that she makes at the school, give her the rundown of who they are and how they don't really talk or socialize to anyone. So her lunch period ends. She goes back to one of her last classes, which is biology, and then she realizes she's gonna have to sit next to Edward Cullen. He looks at her in disgust, like she smells. The next couple of days, he's no longer there, and she's wondering where he is and if it's because of her. And about a week and a half later, all of a sudden, he's back in the classroom. He makes an effort to talk to her. They start chatting here and there. Then on one rainy or snowy day, she's outside of her car getting ready to walk to her classroom when one of the friend's cars spins out of control and almost smushes her to death. But Edward steps in, kind of like pushes her to the ground and saves her from being crushed into the truck, and then tries to tell her it's all in your head. And they kind of argue about it. She drops it because she doesn't think anyone else will believe her, and she still wants to like talk to Edward Cullen. A little bit later, they're all shopping for not prom dresses, but there's a dance going on, and let's call this dance Sadie's, where the girls ask the dudes. Bella decides to go with her two girlfriends, Angela and give me a second. So she decides to go to her friends. One of them is named Angela. For the life of me, I can't remember the other name. But her two friends, they go to Port Los Angeles to look for dresses for the dance. And she kind of breaks away from them, finds a bookstore, and then finds a book on vampires. As she's walking back to meet up her friends at a restaurant, she kind of gets lost. She gets surrounded by a group of guys who are probably going to do something bad to her, but she gets very lucky because Edward's able to find her. Once he finds her, he takes her to the restaurant to get food, and he kind of tells her like, hey, I have this ability to like read minds, and that's how I found you. So throughout the course of the day, she's reading the book, and she finally meets I'm probably gonna butcher the name, but the Quillet tribe, and she learns about the cold ones, which are known as vampires. And that's where she puts all the pieces together, and she realizes, hey, they're vampires. But nevertheless, she still falls in love with him. She finally goes to meet his family. They're all somewhat accepting of her, except for Rosalie, who's very jealous of her. They decide to go play the vampire version of baseball. A group of vampire trackers, well, there's just one tracker. He comes with his friends, and he notices, hey, she's a human with all these other vampires, and he assumes she's going to be a snack for the group. When he realizes that he's a friend, all of a sudden he's invested in tracking her and killing her because he also sees it as a sport. Nevertheless, the tracker's name is James. He finds a way to get Bella by herself, almost kills her, and that's where Edward comes in and saves the day. And then after that, you have the rest of the books. New Moon, you have Eclipse, and then you have Breaking Dawn. Why I gave you the overview was because there was talk in the book community that Bella may have been autistic. And I never put two and two together reading these books back in elementary school. But now with all of this, like, I'm kind of seeing the signs. She kept to herself. The way she talked, how she didn't display emotions as easily as everybody else. All these kind of showed signs of like autism. And honestly, I think that it just it makes the book even better, because when the movies came out, everyone was just like giving her trash, saying how the movie sucked. I don't have a knife, so I'm gonna be using my fingers and my chopsticks. So I'm dipping it in the hoisin and sriracha. And then there's this sauce here. I don't know what it is, but I think it's for the egg rolls. I'm going to put it in there regardless. It's good. Spicy but good. Rice. Forget your agua. But yeah, so when all these movies came out, she was kind of like bashed on because in their minds she didn't give off much emotion. She was always pale, and she would always say the same thing. And like, I got it, but I felt like I understood. At the end of the day, that was Bella's character. You had to read the book. Essentially, her character in the movie was exactly the same in the book. So I feel like all those people that were making the commentary did not read the book, because you know, you have people that just go out to watch the movie and then they just say things like that. But reflecting back on the book, she definitely showed signs of autism, and it makes me wonder if it was planned or unplanned. If Stephanie Myers really wanted her to have autism, did she purposely choose not to like mention it in the book? Or I don't, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, those were my thoughts on Twilight. I'm almost done with Midnight Sun. I'm really hoping that the next book, I don't know what she would title the second book, but I'm hoping it comes out, because I will invest in the book, and I'm debating on whether or not to buy the original books. I'm not sure if I still have this series. I might. I do want to give it a read around. I feel like I've done more talking today than I have eating, and this is supposed to be dinner. It doesn't taste great. But yes, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If I want to make this one video of like several other book series videos that I want to do, but for sure I would like to cover the Twilight series since they bring back memories. So once I'm done reading the full Midnight Sun, I definitely plan on doing an analysis of like the entire book, and then just seeing what your guys' thoughts are. Another book that I kind of want to talk about, it's not a book, it's a manga, it would be Fruit Baskets, but I will save Fruit Baskets for another day, because that series alone deserves its own video, and I love Fruit Baskets. So hope you enjoy this video. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, and don't worry, I'm still working on this place. I made several purchases that hopefully come next week, and just be patient with me. Also, if you have any recommendations for a carpet, let me know, because I'm looking for a carpet to put over what I have right now. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching.